the piece should be back on there. See, told you. I was going to lie to you. Oh, sorry, I got it wrong. Sorry, I put it on the bottom. I should have put it on the top. I do apologise. That's still back on there, though, yeah?
Yeah, fine.
Perfect, you can keep that for us, big guy. That's Demi. Right, I'll leave that for the explanation. Now,
Okay.
you can have a seat for us now. That's perfect. With this one, I done the cheeky ditch, which is dropping it behind his back. Basically, this is a receipt I've had made. In fact, give me 2 seconds. Oh, it's in here, isn't it? Perfect. I have had these made up. I've actually went and bought a damn machine to do this as well. No, I really did. I went and got a printer. You can buy them. They're expensive as heck, so I would recommend. In fact, we'll give you refill packs. We already have it. We may as well, because those little machines aren't cheap. But it's basically a receipt graphic with 2 logos on there. So they've got one logo at the top and one logo at the bottom. All right. Now within this, there's a lot of little silly things, like little reveals, like the server's name is Jack Diamond. So if you want to force a Jack of Diamonds, you can reveal it on there. There's a 7 of Diamonds reveal down here. And there's also the circle triangle for us. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep that in, but I thought I may as well. Laymen don't know it. But to set it up, all you're going to do is take off this bottom edge. Now I wanted that bottom edge to be as close to the tear that would up the top as possible. So I left a little bit of a gap. It means all I need to do is just fold that up and just tear it off the same way. I just use a card just to give me a sort of clean but slightly rough edge. If you try and tear these as standard, the tear goes everywhere. So it goes at too much of a slant angle. If you do it this way, you get a straighter edge. Once you have that, fold this up so this logo is at the back. Just like that. So the barcode is just at the bottom. And it means what you can do now is if you fold this fully in half, and in half again, the only thing they should be able to see is the logo and the 4 places. Now on here I have Glasgow, Edinburgh, Ayr and Kilmarnock. If I am in Scotland or in the UK, everyone goes for Ayr. What I am saying when I'm saying this, and I hold this up, see, it tells you where they have some of their restaurants. In fact, between the 4, just pick one of them. Now because I say between, it usually gets Glasgow and Kilmarnock out the way, and leaves Edinburgh and Ayr in there. Now what I generally say is just grab one, in fact try and make it one you can spell nice and easy. You got it? Perfect, good. And I'll put their hands down and have them pinch it. So at this point most people go for Ayr. And for the reveal, if you look right down here at the, let me come in here. If you look at the address of the one I went to, it was in Ayr. So it's a nice little reveal. Now you'll notice over here, everyone goes for Glasgow. Mainly because they don't know how to pronounce the rest. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Is that the reason why they've done it? They just cannot pronounce the rest, so they just go for that. The thing I found out is Ayr is spelled A-Y-R for us. It's just a place, not the actual air you breathe. No one over here picks it, but that is the main force one over there, because you're saying make it something you could spell quickly. And the statement beforehand, pick something between 1 and 4, usually takes out the first 2. But I will make up a US friendly version of this for you, and I'll again put the images up online, because you can just print this off in standard paper and cut it out if you want to. I do however prefer having it on the printer paper or the receipt paper, because they are singing it and you do get to give it away at the end, and if it does feel right, I know it seems like a very odd gripe, but it needs to feel right, otherwise people know it's a gimmick. I have never had anyone question if this place is real, and it's not, FYI. This is just something I've made up. I don't even know if Demi's would sell spaghetti bolognese. But for this routine, I open it up and I show the whole thing. Just have to be careful not to flash the back. And I will show it. Then I will come down and I will show them the little section where you can sign. Now in the UK, it's a very true point. If you're going to use a credit card and it's not chip and pin, they have to sign it. They have to swipe it and sign it, which I think is mostly the same in the US all the time. In the UK, if you use your chip and pin, you don't have to sign it. So I'll have them put their name across the front of it. Then I'll open everything up and show them it one more time, and then just fold it back in itself. And what this does is it puts the logo side out for me, and the secondary logo is underneath. Now, just to get a good tear, again, I use a card. I just use any business card at all, or any credit card, which kind of ties in with the presentation you're doing. And I'll start to cut. Now, the good thing is here, when you're cutting, the one underneath is usually covered A, with the card, and B, with this front panel. All right? Now, as you're going to rotate everything over, make sure you rotate your left hand over first as you come out before you take this piece, because you don't want to do that and just expose the fact that they have a secondary piece there. So I'll turn over and I'll hold this piece in my, well, usually put it in my mouth, but if you have a table, put it down. And I need to fold this into the inside now. So I'll open it up one more time so they can see it's torn, and let them see whatever signature they put on there. And I will fold everything in, muddying up the water, and put it in their hand and let them hold on. At that point, I will say, I'll get these ones out of the way. At that point, I will say, I'm going to make this go back into your hand. I'll make it join back on perfectly, and I'll just crumple it up. Now, if I'm in a busy bar, I will take no hesitation and just pretending to pick that up and keep it in a finger palm. And I'll ask them to move forward. As I put my hand on the back of them and I draw attention here, I just drop that. Let it on the floor and let it go. If you're in a sort of busier place and you don't want to do that, feel free just to bring your hand up and then just casually put it in your pocket and get rid of it. Because all attention should be here as you're making it vanish. You have all the time in the world to get rid of this, basically. So after you do that, I say, there you go, it's in your hand now. Now obviously no one's going to believe you on that. And as they open up, they will surely notice that when they pop this open, it is there. Because it's one of the first things that hits you when you open it up. But they'll be the first to notice that it's not in the right place. Now, I will do my best to do the whole, oh sorry, and do the whole act of, I should have got it in the correct place, I do apologise. But I find it as a sort of nice sort of like mismade bill style thing with a cheap and easy thing you can get hold of. That is Demi. Any questions on that one? I expect there should be.
Yeah, mainly just about like getting the machine producing mass amounts.
You really can't. The machines are very expensive.
So they just get the refills?
Get refills. I mean, I will happily supply refills. I went to the stupid place of getting one of these machines. And again, they're not cheap things, unfortunately. But that is just my sort of OCD-ness kicking in. I used to do it just with a printed off thing. And it was on, I tried to find really cheap standard printer paper, but it just never felt right. And as soon as you handed that out, people were like, hold on, that's not a receipt, and it doesn't feel right.
So what's the best way if somebody wants to get some refills?
I will happily supply Penguin refills.
Cool.
I will get a bunch made up. I will actually make a UK friendly version, a Canada friendly version, and a US friendly version for all the other reveals. In fact, if you guys want to, email me just now any particular states you want in it, and I'll try and make you up a little refill pack that will have your stuff in there. I don't mind doing that. But yeah, we'll make these available to you so you can grab them. That is Danny.
Somebody just mentioned if you're in like a different situation, how do you usually handle the vanish? Like if you can't really do the blocking that way.
With the standard vanish, I use, again, as I say, push forward and drop it on the floor.
And that would pretty much fly anywhere as long as there's nobody.
It's kind of like the old match thing. So you just light a match, you do that, and it'll be gone. You're just throwing that thing. It's a lot safer than throwing a hot match. But
right.
If I don't have that, again, I use the lighter thing a lot. I'm not going to lie. I love it.
The lighter.
Like,
Yeah.
see if you can just borrow this a second. I understand this won't work for minors, but if you have a lighter in your pocket, just pass it over and see if I need a lighter for this. Where is it? Here, watch. It's gone.
Cool.
And it's gone. But I understand a lot of people don't carry lighters and all that kind of stuff. So if you want it, I mean, there's nothing. In fact, can you come up for me a minute? Now, again, this is a very much an Apollo Robbins-esque kind of thing, so he gets all the credit for this sort of handling for me. Right, you would be holding the receipt in your hand just now, like this, all right? All I need to do is block this hand. So as I'm going to come up, I'll step in and say, what we're going to do is we're going to make this go back here. Now, to everyone, you can't see this hand. Mm-hmm. So as I'm come up, I say, all you need to do is watch that. This hand is putting that in my back pocket right now.
Cool.
And no one else can see because their body's blocking it. The only person that may see something is somebody here. But if there's someone there, they're looking at